I have said from the beginning that Island Grown Schools should be a model of how we should do everything in education.
We're lucky on the Vineyard to have organizations that preserve lands, but when it comes to how to responsibly and sustainably manage food resources here on the island, they've been teaching that to kids, and then it's got tremendous importance everywhere, but particularly on the Vineyard where land is limited.
Island Grown Initiative started in 2006. There were 90 people who showed up. It was a stormy night in December. It was a group of community members who came together to think about what was needed to support the local food system on Martha's Vineyard. And you could just feel in the room that something important was happening. We thought, well, let's build these gardens and we can pull some lessons together and then we'll be done. Not understanding fully at the beginning how much pressure teachers are under.
I was a teacher at the charter school teaching 5th and 6th grade math and science, and this new thing came up about having a garden, and so I did this workshop, and that was my introduction, and it was really amazing. And then I went back to the charter school and tried to do a garden and realized it was way too much to do while teaching.
It didn't take long to realize that outside help was going to be really important.
I started at OB, and I think I remember the first time I went into the garden, I was so excited. The gift of learning through Island Grown Schools, like not ever being a classroom teacher, was that I never was restricted to what anybody else was telling me to do. That felt really just like inspiring and empowering.
When the students are in the garden, the engagement is astronomically more for all students, and I think that's priceless.
Most of our cafeteria directors were not using local food and even didn't think they were legally allowed to use local food in school meals.
With the way the state worked, a can of peas, fruit out of a can, and then some kind of meat and maybe carrot sticks. You know, this has to be on their plate. And kids will be like, oh, I don't like that. And we're like, just try it. But everything's going into the trash. Ketchup was considered a vegetable.
At that very first meeting, Gina de Betancourt, the cafeteria director at the Edgartown School, sat next to Jim Athern at Morning Glory Farm, and Gina said, I'll take whatever I can get for the school. And it was the seed of really starting to get more local food into our school meals, which has become a cornerstone of Island Grown Schools.
I got to see the gardens being built up in the schools and just the excitement that the kids had when they got to go out to harvest their food, and they'd come running into the kitchen with bowls of food going, this is what we picked, are you going to make it for us? And, yeah, we'll make something out of this for you, and they would all eat it.
It was such a wide range of students, but there were a few that I feel like that space really transformed the path that they chose after high school.
When I was in high school, I was doing a mentorship with Noli Taylor, and we were writing a Farm to School bill, which would create Farm to School Month.
We'd gone to a National Farm to School conference and heard from other states about ways that they were able to get public money into supporting farm to school programs.
I would call reps with her each week, then we'd go to the State House and testify in front of legislators.
And that started a process that took about 2 years, where students began really engaging with democracy through this lens of farm to school.
And it passed, which was really awesome.
I'll never forget this moment of the governor sitting at his beautiful desk in the State House in Boston, flanked by Vineyard kids standing all around him.
Around when I started is when Island Grown Initiative was gifted the old Thimble Farm. There's so many learning opportunities at the farm, and it's been really amazing to take Island students out to the farm. They get to see how that system works in reality.
I'm IGI's gleaning manager this year. Gleaning is the act of gathering. Like you can glean anything, you can gather anything. But in our program, it means gathering food that wouldn't otherwise be sold. It's changed a lot also, like in the course of IGI's history. Like The past few years, because of COVID, we really increased production, and other factors too, but we increased production so much, and now we're gathering about 48,000 pounds of food per year and donating it all to schools, the food pantry and other distribution organizations, as well as senior centers.
We have been so fortunate across the island, but in particular at the Tisbury School, to have had school liaisons who have been just remarkable people. They love working with kids. They love working with adults. They love what they do. They're passionate about it. They're creative, and they have done such a great job in carrying out the mission of Island Grown Schools.
This is a really exciting moment for us at the farm. We are getting ready to build an education center on the property. So we'll have a beautiful classroom facility, and a really great feature of our new buildings is being open and accessible to all people.
Now all of our schools have kitchens that operate independently, that serve local food and school meals all year round, and that felt like such a distant dream when we started this program. This has been a community movement in the making for the last 15 years, and together we've been able to do so much, and I can't wait to see what happens in the next 15 years.